final contestant, contestant number 8, Prasatt Arumugam. Choose your story. Choose your story. Prasatt Arumugam.
As I fell to the floor, struggling to catch my breath, Clement towered over me. Hard, cruel laughter echoed all around my primary school classroom. My ears burned with shame. I remembered my karate training, and I would repay his gift with one of my own. At least that's what I thought would have happened. But you see, my karate training stopped at watching the Karate Kid 1. I didn't ever make it to the second movie. This was not a recipe for success. So, as you would have imagined, I remained on the floor. I didn't stand up. Even when there were no longer any bullies, that was my story. Other people could have their story written by them. My story was chosen by me. I am a victim, chosen by my circumstances. I am a victim and bad things happen to me. And this is how I continue. 15 years later, I graduated finally. Not from primary school, university. I took the first available job to me. I went to work, clocked my hours, returned home, cleared more work, squeezed in some dinner time with my wife. We watched Netflix, fell asleep. The next day, the same. Again and again and again. It was a routine, predictable, but safe. Nothing to fear, no surprises. That is until one day we were mindlessly scrolling through Netflix, and then we chanced upon A Dog's Purpose. For those of you who have no idea what this movie is, let me tell you, if you ever were to watch it, prepare 3 boxes of tissues. You might accidentally find yourself sitting next to someone who is chopping onions beside you, or perhaps there might be some dust in the air irritating your eyes. Fair warning. That story was a story of a dog so loyal to its owner that even after its death, it was reborn and found itself finding its owner again. I was touched. But like most normal people, I would have gone to sleep after being touched. But my wife wasn't like most people. That's why I married her anyway. She asked me, Prasatt, why don't we get a dog? Just after watching one movie, you want to get a dog? This did not fit into my plan of a predictable and safe life. Dogs are dangerous. They are like little sharks, although cuter. But my wife had a way about her. She eventually wore me down. And then we got Barry. Now I can't imagine a life without Barry. He brings so much joy to us, and thankfully I listen to my wife. But the important thing is, with Barry's arrival, something shifted. With his arrival, that dark room that I was in, where I felt that my story was chosen for me, had its door open, just a crack, and I tried to step one toe out. Bzz, bzz. Yes? Hi Prasatt, this is HR. We had some priorities change, and unfortunately, we can no longer offer you the position. I had tried stepping out to try choosing my story. I applied for a new job. The interviewers loved me. They said they wanted to offer me a position. It felt certain until this happened. I was spiraling downwards and downwards. This is what I get for trying to choose my story. The one time I tried something new, that familiar darkness towered over me again. Woof! 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 Just beside me was Barry. He looked at me with his soulful brown eyes. I looked back at him. No other words were necessary. I understood what he meant. You see, just before Barry, there was no place in my life for a dog. But look what happened. He reminded me that I could choose. Where I once would have wallowed in my misery, I now tried to bounce back. I applied for other positions. I gave it my all, and eventually I landed up with a leadership role even better than what I would have imagined possible. Finally, I chose my story. Fellow Toastmasters, if a champion victim like myself can start to choose my story, how about all of you? Instead of seeing my life as a tragedy, where unfair things happen to me, I chose to see it as an adventure. At the start of an adventure where the hero faces challenges but eventually overcomes them. Why not choose your story, but make it an adventure? Thank you.